What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of The Impact Atlanta. This is season 2, episode 7, and the episode is titled Broken Bonds, Empty Promises. So we jump back into the scene with Ari and her trifling ass daddy, and the show basically ran back some of the scenes from last week, but I'm going to start from the point of Ari walking off. So she walks off, she's pissed off, she's crying, and her daddy finally got up. And I feel like the producers are the ones who told him to go after her because he probably would have just sat there and let her cry in the corner. So basically, he gets over there and he's like, "Do you want me to reach out to you more? Do you want me to do this, that, and other?" And it's like, sir, don't you see that that's a given? Hello, that was the whole point of her even meeting up with you. Like, be for real right now. So he ends up giving her a hug or whatever, telling her how, I'm your dad, I'm your dad. It's like, yeah, we know. We already have established this. I just feel like he was not worth chasing down. Like, I'm sorry, but we have got to stop feeding into this idea that when your parents left you, you need to go try to rekindle something with them. Oh no, baby, it's a reason why they left you. And that reason is because they knew that they were not going to be any good for you. Because there is no way that man could have walked out of her life when she was about, what, 5, 6, 7 years old? He went on to go chase all these other women. That's what his whole goal was. That was his happiness. Chasing other women and go making kids all around the world. And he never prioritized, I can bet you, not a one of those kids. Not Ari, not Kiana, and not any other sibling that they may have through their father. Like, I really feel like a lot of times when parents, they walk away like this, it is a reason why. It's because they know that they are not going to do right by those children. And it sucks because why'd you even have these kids to begin with? But like I said in my last review, I need for these deadbeat parents to be honest and tell these kids they did not really want them. Like, just be honest. You did not want these kids. Y'all didn't. But I digress. Nonetheless, we're going to move on because we actually see Tay. He's in New York and he's with all his New York friends as well as his mom. So because he's in town, he wants to talk about how he's doing his class and he's really excited about it. His mom ends up asking him about when he plans on moving to New York. He doesn't really know. And then we see his sister ask, like, "Oh, what is Tucson and Ari going to do without you in Atlanta?" And he's like, Tucson, he plans on staying in Atlanta. And we already know Tucson has his own career that he's about to start really going hard at. So we don't have to worry about Tucson. But here's the thing. When it comes to Ari, Tay feels like there's some distance already, okay? There's something going on with Ari and Tay. They are just not as close as they once were. Because, Tay is always out and about, in town, out of town, doing somebody's hair. You know what I'm saying? He's busy. Then you also have Ari. She's always in Miami with her man. She's working on her businesses. Like, they just don't have the same amount of time together as they used to. So, we then go on to Ari. And she out here cooking some smothered chicken for her family. I think it was her sisters. Yeah, 2 of her sisters were there. I think and one of her friends. And they talk about the conversation that she had with her dad. So she's telling them how basically he gave her nothing out of that entire conversation. And her friend Rich was like, "Oh, maybe it was hard for him to have a conversation with you because he don't know you." I'm sorry, nope, that ain't it. That's not the answer. That man did not want to be held accountable, okay? That's number one. Because when he was smooth talking to all those women that he was chasing after, I bet you he knew how to talk then. So I'm not giving him any type of grace. Sorry, I'm not. Moving on from that, we have her sister asking if she's going to reach out to him again. For what? Why would I reach out to that man again after he played with me once? Well, technically, he didn't play with you your entire life because he never came back. You tried to make something happen with him. He played in your face again. Why does she need to be the one that's reaching out? But come to find out, her dad actually texts her. And her sister is coaching her on what to say. And I'm just like, for what though? And Ari in her confessional, she's like, I don't feel like there's anything that my dad can pour into me at this point in my life. And he doesn't. That is why I keep Like, I don't know how many times I've had to do reviews on shows where these grown kids is chasing after these parents. I don't know what y'all are expecting out of these people. Y'all have made it to grown. All those formative years that y'all needed a parent and they were not there, they missed it. So now that you're grown, they're old. What advice are they about to give you? What are they about to tell you that's like, whoa, that's some vital information? They don't have much to pour. Like, they don't have anything to pour into you. You're already established. They can say, hey, how you doing? They can give you conversation, but it's not the relationship that y'all are yearning for. But I digress. Let's move on. So we get to Carly. She's at her photo shoot for Carly Swim. And I'll say this. The swimsuits, they're cute. She had a full theme of black and metallic. I want to say we only saw maybe 3 swimsuits, or maybe there were more, just different styles. I just kept seeing the same colors. But Baby Ron has the whole thing for her swimwear line. So we end up seeing her friend D. He shows up. He's like the only other person that she actually films with. And he asked her if she feels intimidated because there's a lot of people coming out with swimwear lines, including Ari. So she's like, no, I'm not intimidated at all. I feel like there's space for everybody. And that is very true because a person who may like Carly's style of swimwear may not like Ari's, or they may not even know that Ari has one. You know what I'm saying? Because they may have 2 different fan bases. I have no idea because I don't really follow these girls enough to know. But I do agree with her saying that, there's space for all of us to shine. There's space for all of us to have a platform, use it, and we all can be eaten, okay? Because let's not forget, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of swimwear lines out there. There really are. So she just wants to focus on making music and her swimwear line. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I like this version of Carly. I really do. I like when she's focused on her music. I like when she's focused on her businesses. Because that mess that we started with at the top of this season, I was not here for it. Like, honestly, you guys, this show, for me, I don't really care to see the drama and them go back and forth. I would rather see them actually doing stuff. Like, let me see y'all in y'all businesses, in y'all field of like what y'all do and why y'all are known. But let's go ahead and move on because speaking of designing, we see Des Dior. Now she is meeting up with a fashion designer by the name of Melissa Simone. Come to find out, she's going to have a line under Melissa's clothing line. So it'll probably be more like a collaboration. So according to Dez's team, Des is a fashion girl, okay? Des is that girl. According to her, she has influence and power in fashion. Who knew? I definitely did not know that information. Like, of course, I've seen her on the gram. I've seen people, of course, like her style and all of that. And yes, you may influence some people who follow you to start dressing the way you do or whatever. But as far as you having power, I don't know about power like that, Des. You might be bigging yourself up a little bit, but I'm gonna let you do your thing. She's excited about doing this collection. At first, the lady asked her like, "Oh, do you want to just do like one piece or a collection?" But Des believes that she has that influence, so the people will buy it. So she's gonna try to do a collection. Now let's move on to Tay because we see Tay and his mom is helping put everything together for the class. He's just now showing up. And then when Tucson gets there, he jumps right in. He's helping get the bags together. And I love that because let me tell you something. This is how you know that Tucson is really a friend that is hella supportive. Because a lot of times we have seen people on TV shows, and if the person's having an event, things aren't ready yet, they gonna stand around and chit chat. Tucson jumped right on in. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. And the way he bigs up Tay, or even all of his friends, he is very supportive of their wins, whether it be a small win or a big win. And I feel like Tucson is a really good friend. Nonetheless, Tay, you can tell he's getting just a little bit nervous because he hasn't taught a class in 3 years. So, Dream Doll, she's going to be the model, and unfortunately, Ari is not coming. So, Tay is feeling some type of way because Ari, she's not coming, and he feels like Ari does not always support him. Now, we jump back over to Carly. She has a mixer to relaunch her swimwear line. We see that she only invited her actual friends to this mixer, and I'm not even mad at it. Don't be trying to have events inviting people who don't really rock with you like that just to stir up some mess at your event. Nope, been there, done that. Let's not do it. The room was filled with people who supported her and loved her, and that's all that mattered because the way they're making it seem, as far as like the whole YSL thing and how she's practically the only one who not in jail, yeah, she needs to be surrounded by people who really rock with her. Moving on, we see Des. She actually goes to like a yoga class, and her manager ends up coming in to tell her that she is booked, I believe, at like the Broccoli City Fest, and the slot that she has is supposed to be like right after Kodak Black. So it's a really good slot. You know, he's asking her, hey, who do you want to bring out as a special guest? And I'm just like, not trying to be funny, but Des Dior, has she even dropped an album for us to be talking about bringing out special guests? Like, girl, we need to get to know you first. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like show that you can rap. We don't need to see you perform with somebody else. We need to see what you can do. But nonetheless, she says that she'll bring out Mariah the Scientist. And I'm just like, well, who else could you bring out? Because Future ain't coming. No offense. I know that she dates Future or dated Future. I don't know where their relationship stands. But at the end of the day, we already know that's more like a one-sided relationship. And I don't feel like going into that. Future wasn't going to show up for her. But Mariah the Scientist, she absolutely can. Plus, they're on about the same level. Nonetheless, she says that her and Mariah, they have a really good relationship. They are actually more like friends versus, how she was with Carly. Nonetheless, she wants her mom to actually come to this show, and she also wants her mom to move down to Atlanta. I guess she feels like her mom is dragging her feet, and she wants her to move ASAP. Now, we get to Tay's class, right? And this seems like it is a really good class. The class is full. Everybody is happy to be there. They're engaged. I think that he did a really good job doing Dream's hair. The only thing that I wished was that the girls who are in the class, they could actually see up close and personal what he's doing. Because it didn't seem like he had like a projector up or anything. And that's what I think that he should have done. Just saying. Because you may have people who are sitting all the way in the back and they can't fully see, as much as the person who's sitting in the front. So what I would suggest is you have like a camera set up so that way you have it on like a larger screen. That way people can see in the back what you're doing on someone's head. That right there was my only suggestion. Like I said, he did a great job doing Dream's hair. And at the end, they bring out champagne or whatever. This is when the class is over. And he gets teary eyed, he gets a little emotional. And who is championing him in the background? Tucson. Tucson hyping him up. First of all, Tucson, he was hyping him up even when he was doing Dream's hair. He jumped in to help him get the right combs and brushes. Like, again, like I said, Tucson is the type of friend that you keep because he really gonna ride for you. So, last thing we have, it is Ari. She is at her Remedy swimsuit shoot. Tay gets there, and you can tell that there's some tension. Like, he don't really want to be there. He feeling some type of way, but he's already booked this job, and he don't play about his money. So, Tay gets started to doing Ari's hair, and all the things that she's saying to him, he's giving her short answers, if he's answering. And I will say this, Ari looks great in the swimwear. She does. She looks really good. We see that Tay is like sitting to the side or whatever, and him and Tucson are texting, and he basically is telling Tucson how he's annoyed at this shoot, but he didn't want to talk about it over text. So we already know the next time that these people see each other, it just may be a little bit of drama, okay? But y'all, that was the episode. I feel like this episode was pretty light. Nothing really happened that was too crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.